Artwork inspired by Monet's Giverny. Photographs and paintings by Carla Cruit. Photographs were taken at Giverny, May 7, 2020. Artwork created many months later. It is essential to make a pilgrimage to Giverny, to this floral sanctuary, to better understand the artist and his sources of inspiration, and imagine him still living amongst us. Gerald van der Kemp. Ah, gentlemen, I do not receive guests when I'm working, indeed. When I work, if I'm interrupted, I lose all inspiration. I am lost. You understand, I'm chasing a band of color. Monet. People discuss my art and pretend to understand as if it were necessary to understand, when it's simply necessary to love. The richness I achieve comes from nature, the source of my inspiration. Sometimes I sat on the bench seat, from which Monet's gaze had seen so many things in his water garden's reflections. My inexperienced eye had to persevere to distantly track the master's paintbrush, all the way to the ends of its revelations. Clemenceau. You had to see Monet in Giverny to know him and understand his character, thirst for life, and private nature. This house and this garden, they are also artworks, and Monet spent his life creating and perfecting them. Gustave Geoffroy. I want to paint the air in which the bridge, house, or boat exists, the beauty of the air where they are. Yet, it is nothing short of impossible, Monet. Monet's garden is one of his artworks, achieving the charm of nature, adapted to the artist's work and the light, like an outdoor extension of the studio, with color palettes profusely scattered all around, making one's eye perform acrobatics, with a thirst for shimmering colors, from which a feverish retina awaits unquenchable joys. You do not need to know how he made his garden. It is clear that he created it as his eye commanded, as each day required, to satisfy his thirst for color. Clemenceau. No one is an artist unless he carries his picture in his head before painting it, and is sure of his method and composition. Water lilies are an extension of my life. Without the water, the lilies cannot live, as I am without art. It took me a while to understand my water lilies. I grew them without thinking about painting them. A landscape does not pervade your senses in one day. Then suddenly, I had a revelation, and clearly saw these wonders on my pond. I took up my palette and paintbrush, and since then, I've hardly used any other subject. Monet. The motif is secondary. What I want to capture is what there is between the motif and myself. You can imagine what I'm becoming. It is hard for me to work as my eyesight diminishes every day, so I spend a lot of time gardening. My garden is my joy, and in the lovely weather we have had, I exult in and admire nature. With all that, there's no time to get bored. Monet to Gaston Bernheim-Jeune. If I could one day see Claude Monet's garden, I feel that, in that garden of colors and hues more so than of flowers, I would see a garden that is less a traditional florist's garden and more a colorist's garden, if you can say that, with flowers laid out in an arrangement that is not entirely natural, because they have been planted so that only those whose colors match should bloom at the same time, creating expanses of blue or pink, and so that the artist's powerfully manifested intention has, in a way, dematerialized everything but color. I must have flowers, always and always. Monet. Monet found boundless inspiration in the beauty of nature, and his quotes beautifully reflect that. His insights still touch the hearts of art lovers everywhere, reminding us of the profound connection between nature and creativity. Thank you for visiting Rose Elaine Publishing. Come again and delight yourself in our adventures.